Alright all, and welcome back to my Game Boy Grand Prix series episode 11, where we're actually going to be looking at Game Boy number 10. Now, this was a Game Boy Pocket, yellow, as you can see with your eyes. I put on here, which you'll see if you've already watched my original video where I go over all 25 of the Game Boys. I put number 10, an arse for some reason, I have no idea why. Also that it's got no power. Now, I can also see as well, hopefully the camera picks it up, just around there, that there's actually some screen cancer on the screen as well, which can be a really horrible thing that affects the old Game Boy Pocket screens. Now I'm hoping I can get rid of that with a bit of these. So just simple cotton buds I've got over here. From my experience in the past, you can kind of alleviate a lot of the screen cancer, as it's known, with just cotton buds and a bit of pressure. Now I'm not going to be doing that right away, because like I said, I've got no power, and I mean, looking at where the batteries sit in this, there's a lot of residue and rust and all kinds of nastiness in there. So what I'm hoping is we'll take it apart, give her a good clean as we normally do with all these Game Boys, and hopefully we'll get some kind of response out of it. Now, kind of what I want to do for this one as well, because if you've watched any other of my videos, I like to kind of have a theme for a lot of these Game Boys that I'm doing up. This is kind of what we're going with this time, so a nice kind of see-through yellow screen and some red buttons and some black buttons. And if you like Pokemon, you already know the colour theme I'm kind of going for here. But yeah, let's get this one opened up first, see if we can get it working. I'm hoping, like I say, 9 times out of 10 with these Game Boys, the DMGs and the Pockets, a quick open up, a quick clean, and you normally can get them back to life again. So let's go. This will be why it's not working. Yeah, so after taking it all apart and having a look over and getting ready to give it a good clean, it turns out that cleaning this will absolutely not save it. So as you might be able to see, hopefully if the camera picks it up, is the battery terminal that is actually connected to the motherboard of the Game Boy. I mean, it looks bad this angle, you know, where the battery connects, where obviously there's been some battery leakage or whatever. But what I couldn't see when the shell was on was the fact that the back of it is practically all corroded and it's just crusting away and coming away, and no, I don't want to mess with that too much more. So what the plan is now is I ordered some new parts for it, so basically just some replacement battery terminals. I'm only really going to use the one, I think, because the actual spring, after a bit of a clean, I think will look alright. It's just this one here. What I did while I was looking for a part is I actually came across this yellow screen lens as well. Both things from Z Labs. Yeah, so I'm going to use that instead of the black screen lens that I got, just to kind of go with that Pikachu feel. But yeah, the plan, unsolder this, resolder the new one, give it a clean down while I'm here, and then we'll give it a test to see if it powers on. all cleaned up now and it's got its new battery terminal in it. So I've stuck some batteries in. I've also stuck the new shell back on it just because basically the older shell has quite a lot of corrosion in it as well. These terminals that are actually attached to the shell can be swapped out really easily, but I'm not really going to be using that right now. So I thought I'd stick the new one in just to cover myself. So hopefully, touch wood, when we turn this on, we should hear that little Game Boy ding. There it is. So there we go. So it was just that the battery terminal was a bit corroded and maybe the cleaning helped it. Who knows? Game Boys always do well from a bit of cleaning. Contrast working okay? Yep, it's good that we've got sound as well because this is actually the first time we've got it turned on. I'm going to hope all the buttons work as well because actually looking at them when I had the shell off, they looked absolutely fine, but we've definitely got some screen there. Now, the key thing is what to do next. So luckily, although this unfortunate screen suffers from screen cancer, it mainly seems to be around the outside, which I'm pretty sure the screen lens will cover. Now, the only bits I can see that would stick out is it looks like there's quite a biggish bit there and a little bit over here. So, I've never actually done this before. I'm going to turn this off. Now, what I've read up on is there's actually a way to fix screen cancer if you're really, really lucky and really, really patient, which fortunately, I tend to be both sometimes. I'm going to use an earbud on this bit of screen cancer, and apparently with a lot of pressure you can kind of ease it out, and I'm not sure if it's like awakening the crystals or just kind of rejuvenating it or whatever the real term is. But yeah, so I'm hoping with a bit of pressure and an earbud we can get that back to being good. Okay, never mind. That's actually been about 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And as you can see, that's practically gone. Wow, I did not expect it to work that well at all. I've seen videos of people taking hours and hours and hours to get it to work. I mean, I still can see it very... You may not be able to see it in the camera. It is still there very, very, very slightly. But to be honest with you, unless you're looking for it, you're not going to see it. Hopefully, even though most of the problem areas that also have screen cancer around the edge, I'm really hoping the screen lens covers them because they shouldn't affect gameplay whatsoever if they're not basically on show. But wow, I didn't expect it to work that fast. That's fantastic. So what we can start doing now is, after that fortunate bit of luck, is we will start pulling the whole shell back together and start arranging it and getting it all looking how it should look, and then we can start testing buttons and stuff. There we go, all patched back up. You can't really see most of the screen cancer that's on the edges, but to be honest with you, I don't think there's much I can do about that much screen cancer on the sides. And actually, you can only see it at very certain angles. So I'm not going to worry about it too much. Obviously when I sell it I'll make it very clear that it suffered from screen cancer and it can be seen from certain angles. But just because it's got screen cancer, it shouldn't stop how actual, you know, playing a game. It shouldn't interfere with any of that. So we've got all batteries ready and waiting. Pokemon Red, as is tradition, to test. Hopefully this all turns on now, and fingers crossed all the buttons will work as well, and that'll be it. We'll have saved this Game Boy Pocket. That is a good start. Let's see if it holds up and works well. Again, sound working nice. Down, up, yeah. Ooh, it is working. This is a good sign. Yeah. Right, down, left, up, right. We've already tested A, let's test B. B's working. Start's obviously working because I've just tested that. So there we go. I mean, it's working considering it wasn't before for such a minor thing as a battery terminal. Let's do the last little bit of putting on the Game Boy Pocket sticker that I've got here somewhere. Here we go. The bit that I am very, very bad at, because I'm just no good at aligning things up. That's not too bad. That's pretty good for me. Yeah, but in overall, I really, really like this build. I've always been a massive fan of the Pikachu Yellow 2DSs that came out for the red, blue and yellow anniversaries many, many years ago, or it feels like many years ago. Decided to go for the full red buttons. I did get some black buttons to try and maybe, you know, have the D-pad as black, or maybe the Switch, but I actually quite like it all red. I'm really impressed with it. Like, such an easy save with that battery terminal that needed changing, that was literally just corroding away with it, just a touch of air. And actually, again, really, really lucky with that top bit of screen cancer, because the only screen cancer that's 90% of it's hidden behind that screen lens, and it won't affect gameplay. So what did this Game Boy cost to just repair and make it look all shiny and themed? Well, as I've said on all the videos, the Game Boys, because I got them a lot of 25 Game Boys for 500 quid, technically the Game Boy cost me £20. The shell was the second most expensive thing from Retro 6, nice clear yellow to go with the Pikachu theme, £6.48. The screen lens, which I don't believe is a glass one, I'll have to look it up. I think it's just a normal screen lens, of £3.75, which was from Z Labs. The battery terminal, which we needed it to fix because this one is just gone. That cost £3.70. That cost £3.70 for both terminals that are for the board, but obviously I don't need this one, so that'll go back into parts. Same as the shell off this, it will get cleaned up at some point and I might use it for a future project. And the buttons, the rubbers were used the same, but the buttons were £2.64. So in total, the whole build came to £36.57, which isn't too bad for a Game Boy Pocket. I mean, Pockets don't tend to sell too much. I feel like they sell a little bit more than a DMG in terms of how much people want them. Especially here in the UK, I can't remember seeing much of a Game Boy Pocket over in the UK. In fact, even though I grew up with Game Boy Colors and Pokemon and all the kind of Nintendo handheld madness as a kid, I don't know and didn't know anyone that has a Game Boy Pocket. I only held one for the first time, I think a year ago. But either way, having had one and feeling one, the form factor just feels so good. It feels nice compared to the DMG, but most people will buy a Game Boy Color. I expect to sell this maybe about £50 or £60, maybe a little bit more depending on what's happening with the market at the moment, because the market's going crazy at the moment for retro gaming stuff, which is another video all entirely. And I'll obviously sell it as, you know, having a bit of screen cancer in the past. And what I like to do with a lot of my eBay listings, if people are interested, is when I sell them, I actually attach the URL so they can watch the video, so they know it's authentic, and you can watch your Game Boy basically being made. But yeah, really happy with this one. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the content, and please leave us a comment if you've got any questions, and hopefully you like the content enough to subscribe, because I enjoy making this kind of content and enjoy hearing from people. So
bye, have a beautiful time.